You ready, Miss Brewer?
Yep.
Okay. Gentlemen and ladies, I have a tale to tell this fine day. The life of a carpenter and his young, beautiful wife. Now they lived a very happy life. You see, the carpenter was an older, rich hooligan that ran a boarding house where they lived Handy Nicholas,
Hello.
a poor scholar who studied the arts but loved the stars. He lived in the room by himself with no company. He played music and sang to himself too. The carpenter had recently married a beautiful young woman who was 18. We don't know how much he paid her to marry him, but it must have been a lot. Anyway, the carpenter held her close, for he was very jealous and was afraid she would cheat on him because she was young, wild and young. The girl was fair and pure looks. She was dainty and fun to look at, dressed like silk. Now, once upon a time, the carpenter had gone to Osney, and the sly student, Handy Nicholas, was alone with Allison. She started to flirt and play with her. He caught her by her short hair and said,
I know if I don't get what I want from you, my lover, I will die. Lover, love me at once. Or I will die. God help me.
I will not kiss you by my faith. Why, let me be, Nicholas, or I will scream rape. And alas, put your hands away for your honor.
I'm sorry, you were just so beautiful. I can't stop thinking about you. I'm so lonely. I wish I had you to myself. You're too beautiful and precious to be like that old crusty man. I am sorry for scaring you. I just want to show you the love you deserve, lover.
Thank you, dear Nick. I promise you a night, and I will do your will. But my husband can't be home, for if he catches us, I'm dead. We will have to wait for a time to do it.
Don't worry about that. For what kind of scholar would I be if I couldn't fool a carpenter?
They agreed to meet when there was a time when the carpenter wasn't home. And while they were discussing the time, he stroked her well about her loins and kissed her sweetly. Then he took his zither and played a song for her.
What is a zither?
It's a zither. How do you not know what a zither is, you fool? It's a musical box with a lot of string struts across it. I swear kids these days don't know nothing. On a holy day, Allison went to the church to do Christ's work, like the good woman she is. The church is where a parish clerk named Absalom was. He had blonde, curly hair, a red complexion, the eyes as gray as a goose. He could trip and dance. He could play songs on a small lute and sing in high voice. He could also play the guitar. There was not a tavern or brew house he did not entertain. To tell the truth, he was a bit squeamish of farting. He went jolly and lived sensing the women of the parish and casting a lovely look on many of them, mainly the carpenter's wife. I dare to say, if she had been a mouse and he been a cat, he would have caught her at once. He didn't take a noon offering of any of the other women. He took his guitar and went to the carpenter's house to awake his lover for love making. Now, my dear lady, if you will be it, I pray to have mercy on me.
What? Allison, don't you hear Absalom singing under the bedroom wall?
Yes, God knows, John, I hear every word.
This continues from day to day, and he is so sad and miserable that he can't sleep day or night. He promises her he will be her own servant and signs Tilly Quivers. He tries to win her over by sending her food and wine, but she loved Handy Nicholas that he could go and blow a buck's horn. This made Absalom her ape, turning all his attempts into a joke. And so it happened. On a Saturday, when the carpenter went to Osney, Handy Nicholas and Allison developed a plan to trick the silly, jealous husband. If went correctly, they would sleep in each other's arms all night long, as they both desired. Nicholas secretly carried 2 days' worth of food and drink to his room and told Allison to tell her husband that if he asks about him, to tell him she hasn't seen him all day. That he might be ill. Nicholas stayed in his bedroom all Saturday, eating and sleeping and doing what he wanted, until Sunday when the sun went down. The carpenter was afraid that Nicholas might be very ill and sent a servant to knock on his door and check on him.
What? How? What are you doing, Master Nicholas? How can you sleep all day?
But Nicholas did not say a word, so he peeped through a hole in the board and saw him sitting straight up on his bed, staring to the sky. The servant went to tell his master. The carpenter asked for Saint Friedzwide to help them.
I always knew this would happen. Men should not know God's secrets. Give me the staff, and I can pry the door open with it. That should bring him out of his studies.
They went up to his room and took off the door, and Nicholas did not move while the door hit the ground with a loud bang. The carpenter thought Nicholas was in despair and grabbed his shoulder and shook him.
Awake, Nicholas, and think on Christ's passion. I protect you by the cross from elves and creatures. Jesus Christ bless the house from everything with it.
Fetch me a drink and I will speak with you in private. No one else can know. I will tell you, no one else for sure.
Now, I promise you, I will not tell anyone, I swear.
Okay, I will tell you what I have found in my astrology. Next Monday at quarter night, a rain so loud and mad that it will be by Noah's flood will have been just half of what this one will be for in less than an hour. The whole world will be drowned, therefore all mankind shall drown.
Oh, what about my wife, my Allison? There is no remedy in this case.
Why, of course there is. Listen close. Do as I tell you. It will save her and you and me. Now go and gather a kneading tub for each of us, but make sure they are large. Put it in sufficient provisions for 1 day only, for the water will go away the next day, but no one else can know of this, and I cannot tell you why, because I cannot tell God's secrets. I can only warn you like he warned Noah. Now go, when you have gathered the 3 kneading tubs, hang them in the roof and put an axe in it so we can cut the cords and break a hole to get out and flow freely.
Go, dear husband, save our lives.
The carpenter goes to gather the supplies, and before he finishes, he sends all his servants to London for a business trip. As night fell on Monday night, all 3 climbed up and sat in the trough in the ceiling. The carpenter was so tired from all his work that he fell asleep and started snoring. Allison and Nicholas climbed down softly and went to bed without a word. They did the dirty till the morning. The parish clerk had been gone, but went to sing to Allison. When he returned, because she thought the carpenter was away, too, he roamed the house and then stood still under the window and coughed in a quiet voice. What are you doing, honeycombs, my sweet Allison, my fair bird, my sweet cinnamon? Awake, my love, talk to me.
Get away from that window, or so help me God. It will not be. Come kiss me. I love another, someone much better than you. Go away.
Okay, but can I please get one kiss? If I can't have you, for the love of Jesus.
Will you go away then?
Yes, certainly, lover.
Okay then, get ready.
Then Allison went over the window and sticks out her butt out the window. And in the dark, he kisses her naked arse, savoring it for a moment until he realizes no woman has a beard and screams in horror. Foe, what have I done? Absalom runs away. He gashes and scrubs his face with dust and straw and sand and cloth and chips. Allison's actions stop ceasing him for his love for her, and he denounces lovemaking and wept like a beaten child. He went to get back to her, so he went to the blacksmith.
Why, sure, since it's not gold, haha, may I ask you what you need it for, though? Come on, Absalom, why are you up so early?
Dear friend, you see the hot coulter over there. Could I please borrow it for a little bit? I shall return it soon.
Why, sure, since it's not gold, may I ask you why you need it, though?
I shall tell you tomorrow. Ha!
Who goes there?
Why, no. I am your Absalom, my darling. I brought you a ring of gold. I will give it to you if you kiss me. Now, Handy Nicholas was going to take a leak and wanted to surpass the joke and have Absalom kiss her arse before he left. He opened the window and stuck his butt out and let out a fart so loud it sounded like thunder. With that, Absalom was almost blinded, but he had the hot coulter ready and scalded his butt so bad Nicholas thought he was going to die from the pain.
Help, water, water, help me God.
Nicholas' loud shouting woke the carpenter. The carpenter thought the flood had come and cut the rope to the trough and fell straight to the ground. All the neighbors came out to see him and gathered around him. Handy Nicholas and Allison made the carpenter look crazy and told them about the carpenter's fear of the flood, that it had been preparing for, that this guy has lost his mind. All the people laughed at him, and he also suffered a broken arm. Poor guy. So the carpenter's wife was screwed, despite how much he cared about her, how jealous he was, and Absalom had kissed her lower eye, and Nicholas had been scalded in the arse. The end.